most people watching this, like they're thinking of, they're seeing the massive potential in the e-com agency. And obviously a big chunk of that is understanding how e-com brands and how e-com like teams, function internally, right? And I think like it's so cool to see that you're working with other, with other really big e-com brands, e-com players, right? But then you're also working within an e-com brand that's taking off, right? So what are some of those like processes that you guys have had to build with all the kind of chaos, right? That you've been experiencing and quick growth as of late?
I would say the processes is it's still we're still building the processes. Again, it was just last month or last year, I mean, in March, that it really blew up. And we all were friends too before anything happened. So it was the processes are a little, I would say, unofficially official. But I think this year we actually we got a lawyer, attorney, started doing trademarking. So everything, all the processes like content strategy, there's a team that works on that, a team of two that works on that. Email marketing. We're trying to see if we want to do some paid ads, but organic has been, we probably only spent maybe $3K on ads before. And organic,
like retargeting or just
retargeting, mostly retargeting, and then some like cold lookalikes. They did good, but it's just one of those things where it's like, I feel like for streetwear brands is a little different. It's like the messaging is different. It's like one of those things, if you know type of thing.
100%, man. I always say this to my mentees who are doing apparel fashion as a sub niche, that like if you go into that sub niche, which by the way, incredible sub niche, right? Just like any other sub niche, right? But you have to really understand the founders and the whole brands, like brand identity, because that's everything, right? Like that's obviously the designs can be cool, but it's the perceived value of the brand, right? It's like the message. Like you guys have a very clear message, right? And so it's like you want to make sure that aesthetically those brands are congruent to that messaging, but also like, the copy and everything is just so congruent, right? Obviously that applies for other sub niches, but like, are there any differences? Because you're mainly within your own agency, your health and wellness, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So are there any like little subtle differences between like the marketing for those type of brands and the marketing for Unfinished Legacy?
I feel like with health and like wellness brands, you can be a little bit more direct with the benefits of, especially in the copy, the benefits of like taking this supplement or taking this whatever product they offer, like mostly the actual physical benefits. Whereas with clothing, I feel like it's more of your perceived value of what that is, the messaging, because it's like clothes are cool, but most people like, it's like if the clothes looks cool, but some people like the messaging behind it. So it's like more talking about, maybe not talking about your brand directly, but like the meaning of like Unfinished Legacy, like, leaving a mark on this world, that like how you following your passion and stuff like that. So more of those like that make you, I don't know, think a little deeper about yourself and not just the clothing, whereas supplements is like, oh, are you trying to lose weight? And then you think, I'm trying to lose weight, but you can make it like, cool in both ways. But definitely with supplements, it's more direct, talking about the actual supplement or the wellness brand. And then with Unfinished Legacy, I think it's talking about the higher, the more just the meaning behind passion and Unfinished Legacy itself. So it's more to talk about just different topics around that space, rather than Nike does the same thing. Like when you see a Nike commercial, they never really talk about the benefits of their running shoes, that it does this, it does that.
They just talk about politics. The
athletes wearing them, like there's Jordan commercial. When Spike Lee, American director, he said it must be the shoes, or it has to be the shoes. No, and then Jordan's like, no, it's me, type of thing. So it's like
it's like you almost don't realize. It's like you almost don't realize that they're advertising like a clothing brand until like you essentially make the connection, right? Or this type of lifestyle, this type of mindset is correlated to the people that dress in this type of way. Like I think your tips are golden. So like I'd love, especially for people in the apparel fashion niche, right? So I'd love to hear a bit more. Like what are some of those ads, like messaging that has seemed to really work well?
I think the big thing that Brahma tries to put out there is just following your passion and being passionate about what you do, no matter what it is. So he's passionate about screen printing. I'm passionate about building businesses. We have other guys on the team that are passionate about like creating the visuals. And then, so it was just a team of like passionate individuals and trying to show our passions to other people. So it's not even about the clothing. It's just about going out there and following your passion. So that's the main thing. It's like making people feel like they can pretty much follow their dreams and do the stuff they love. Whether it's like, that's why I always see people on TikTok or Facebook or wherever, Instagram saying, oh, escape the 9 to 5, this and that. But truly, if you work an office job and you really love that job and that's you're passionate about it, then, you know, do that. But if you're not passionate about, if you're at something where you're not really passionate about, you're doing things you don't really love, start something different on the side, do what you got to do to make your money, and then, you know, follow your passion. Because at the end of the day, you're going to be much happier than whatever money you make.